Hi, this is Jeff with NV Energy's Renewable Generations program. Today I'm going to show you how to submit an incentive claim package for one of the Renewable Generations incentive programs. By now you're probably familiar with the landing page for PowerClerk and the NV Energy Renewable Generations programs. And on this page where I log in, I'll make sure to read the information in case there's something important that will help me with today's submittal. After I've read the information, I can go ahead and get started by putting in my username and my password. Once I'm in, I'll see my landing page for my programs and my applications. And for today's tutorial, I'm going to be a company called Solar Vision Incorporated number 3. So as that company here, I will see all the applications associated with my company, and I'll also see all the statuses for each of the applications. One important note is that up here in this bar, this will show me which program I'm currently looking at. And I may have applications in other programs, such as the wind program, the hot water program, or one of the older solar programs. For instance, if I click on the previous solar generations for the northern area, I'll see that I have quite a few applications there. But for today's exercise, let's go back to the current solar program and see the ones we have. Today we're going to be submitting the incentive claim package for Allevio, and I can view that, and that would show me all the information that I've got currently in the application. To actually submit the incentive claim package, I'll go ahead and click Edit. That will bring me to my page, and similar to the application, the incentive claim is organized in a series of tabs. I can jump between the tabs and come back to any tab, and for today's tutorial we'll just take them in order. I notice there's a set of instructions at the top, and I'll read those to make sure I'm doing everything I need to, and it tells me I need to make sure I have all the equipment information correctly inserted. Now, if nothing has changed since the original application, I know that everything will be the same, but if something has changed, such as the number of panels, the number of inverters, or any of the model or manufacturers, I can go ahead and change those by clicking on the pencil here, and that will bring up a screen where I can make those changes. It's very important to make all these changes accurate so that when I generate the documents later in this incentive claim process, you'll see that we have all the information as we now have put it in here. I'll read through this tab to make sure all the information is correct. For this project today, I've got an upfront incentive, and I see the estimated incentive amount here. Once I'm comfortable with the information on this tab, I'll go ahead and click Next. That will take me to the Payee tab, and as I read the information, this will be the entity that will receive the rebate incentive payments for this installation. So I can also use a drop-down menu here to choose a party information that I may have already entered. In this case, if I know the check is going to the host customer, I can go ahead and click Host Customer, and it will automatically fill this tab with the information for the host customer. If there's another party and it's new and I haven't had that in there yet, I would go ahead and click Other Party and fill in all the contact information for that company or for that individual. I'll look over this information to make sure I have all of it correctly in there, and then I can click on Next. This will now take me to the Paperwork Record tab, and as I read the instructions, I see that there will be several documents that I will need to upload, and then several that may be required depending on my eligibility status, for instance for categories. Well, I also see that I have to upload PDF files and there is a size limit, but I'll go ahead and get started looking at which ones I need to submit. There's a list here of the following documents that are required, and I notice on the right hand side I have some options. Any of the documents that have e-sign mean that I can use the e-sign capability built into PowerClerk. That would be that I would use PowerClerk that would then send them out via email to the individuals who need to sign them, and then they would sign them via email and it would come back to PowerClerk. So that would mean I wouldn't have to print it out and actually take it to them. So any of the documents that have that e-sign capability, I may choose to e-sign. There's also an option to generate the document, and that would be the older style where I could generate the document, print it out, and then take it to my customer for signing. In this case, I see the incentive claim form, and I'm going to go ahead and use that e-sign capability. So I'm going to click e-sign. It's made now a note that this document will be e-signed, and if I decide not to and reverse that, I can go ahead and click do not e-sign. For the others, I notice I will need to attach them. Here's a copy of itemized invoices for materials, and I'll go ahead and attach a document from my computer that I've already uploaded, and I'll make sure I need to find the right document and scroll through my computer to find it. And sure enough, if I'm uploading the invoices, I'll make sure I have the correct one from my computer and I'll attach it. Once it's attached, it will give me an indication of the name, and I'll make sure that I've uploaded the correct one. I can always view it, and if I found that I clicked the wrong one on my computer, I can remove it and start the process again. Next thing is the satisfied building permit, which I have, and I'll go ahead and choose that from the same location. Satisfied building permit, and attach that document as well. Voltage verification, go ahead and choose that. You'll see how important it is to have everything ready when you're ready to start the incentive claim process. Although with the feature of PowerClerk, you can start this process, log out, and come back at any time. So if I were to start this process and see that I only have one document, I could upload that and say, well, I still need to get some of the others. I'll simply log out. PowerClerk will save all the work that I've done, and I can come back at a later time and finish that process. I've got one more document to attach, so I'll go ahead and click attach and put the last document in that I need. Now below there are some optional documents, and I'll make sure there's nothing there that I need to put in. There's an electronic payment form. That would be for performance payments only if I were going to be doing electronic transfers of money. There's also a withdrawal form. Once I see that I've uploaded all the important documents, but still having this e-signature document, I'll click on Next to take me to the next tab, which is the e-signature page. I notice here it tells me that I have selected the incentive claim form for e-signing, and I do need to preview that document before I send it out. So I'll click on the Preview tab. It downloads to my computer an example of that document. I'll open it and make sure all the information is correct. I can come back to this page and I'll notice it is ready for sending. I'll just have to acknowledge that I've reviewed the document, and then I can request the signatures. With these signatures, PowerClerk will automatically send the document that I've selected to the different email addresses for the individuals who will need to sign this. And on this one I see that the applicant will be signing, the system owner, and the host customer. I will go ahead and click Request Signatures. PowerClerk will now indicate that it has sent the document electronically for an electronic signature. Each one of those individuals in this process will receive that document via email with complete instructions how to digitally sign the document and then return it. Once this document is returned to PowerClerk, I will be able to see a status update here in the electronic signatures. So at this point, if I have sent that and it's simply awaiting signatures, I can go ahead and log out, and then when I know the signatures have been finalized, or if I want to check to see if they're finalized, I would simply log back in at a later time to see if they have come back. I would click on Edit again to see my application. Once the document has been returned with the electronic signatures, it will indicate in this tab when those were returned and that I'm ready to proceed to submitting the incentive claim package. I'll click Next, and that will take me to the Submit page. For this demo, it's still showing that I still needed those signed claim forms, and of course in a real application this would have been completed once you had those back, and you would be able to simply click Submit Incentive Claim Package here, and that would complete the process. After you've submitted it, you would be able to go back to your landing page for your company and see that this application status would have changed to Incentive Claim Package Submitted. If you have any questions on this process, feel free to call us or email us here at Renewable Generations. Thanks for listening.